Well, howdy doody. That's right, we're here to talk about the most anticipated earnings for the week of August 10th, as we do every week. We love it. This week has some quality ones. I can't lie to you, there's some quality ones. Not quite as big as some of the previous weeks for me, but some of you might certainly be having some really good companies coming up this week that you're excited about. So I make this for you. Give you some insights on some of these companies and what I think will happen as far as these earnings are concerned. So, Monday, when we start with Monday before open, we got Mercado Libre. Canopy Growth, obviously, it goes without mentioning. I very much stated my dislike of these stocks, the marijuana stocks. Not a huge fan of them for many reasons, right? So, valuation on these is just blew out of proportion, and since has completely plummeted back to earth. Now, my main issue with these stocks is that these are really companies that, there's no guaranteed on who's the winner, as far as that's concerned, right? There's no guaranteed winner. This is the company that's going to be winning, and the most effective in the industry. There's just no way of knowing it. So because of that, not a huge fan of it, and they are also extremely unprofitable. I mean, we're talking about losing money like no one's business, and no real sign of having the ability to gain profitability in the near future. So that's why I don't like these stocks. So still one to look at, obviously, because you never know how the market treats it. After them, you have Workhorse, Barrick, Royal Caribbean Cruises. I do need to mention as far as cruise stocks are concerned, because very much a hot talk for some people, just because of how cheap these things are right now. These have been plummeted like no one's business this year. These are the stocks that have been hit worst. And for Royal Caribbean Cruises, I certainly, I'm not a fan right now of valuation, right? I know it's extremely cheap, but I do think as far as recovery will be concerned in this particular sector, I think it'll take a little while. Obviously, you see a majority of people are really rearing to get in and get out of the house. They really want to get out of the house. We saw people selling out tickets at Disneyland, but I don't think they're going to return to 100% capacity as far as that's concerned for quite a while. Obviously, they're going to be limiting people on these cruises for, once they even start doing cruises again, we're going to be talking about limiting people for a solid year, most likely. Limitation as far as how many people you're allowed on board. And I do think this is going to impact earnings for a while. I do think there will be a full recovery eventually, but I do think for the next year at least, these stocks are going to be dead in the water. I think there's going to be little movement on them, and that's why I don't really think it's worth messing with them right now, And I could say a somewhat similar story for potentially Marriott, right? So hotels certainly are an essential, let's say. I'll refer to them as an essential because I think it's overall, they are pretty essential, right? A lot of people, obviously from business meetings onward, you need these companies. They're expected to decline revenue for many reasons, and the majority of it is the lack of travel happening right now. So you need to consider with travel, a lot of people are really going the RV route, which is strange. But just take a look at Winnebago's earnings, right? Take a look at them. And you can see a lot more people are traveling solely with their family and with RVs or the like. Hotels are less popular right now because of everything going on. As far as professional sports, a lot of these places are in bubble cities right now, hubs to where they're not traveling, so that way they don't even need to rent out Marriott rooms for their teams, which typically Marriott's one of the hotels that gets used. Now they're not. So I think revenue decline is certainly expected, somewhere to the tune of 20%, probably closer to 30% in my opinion. So expect bad EPS line as well, because the cost of sanitation and keeping staff with less revenue is going to hit their bottom line, no doubt. After them, we have Paratech, Duke Energy, On Semiconductors, and Golub Capital. After close, we have Inovio, Novavax, Tilray. I put this in the same category as Canopy Growth. EPS is going to be a not beautiful number there. And stock valuation I just don't like. So still worth looking at the earnings, but I don't like the stock. Simon Property Groups is right for them. This is one of the really the largest mall real estate investment trust out there. They own the most mall locations out of any company right now in the U.S. And they own the highest quality malls, in my opinion, too. And one thing people get concerned with this is the lack of visitation in malls. So this company, obviously, as owning those malls, gets money from people visiting and gets money from people renting out in those malls. And people don't rent out space in those malls really whenever you have an issue with having stores open, and that's kind of an issue for some of these non-essential companies. They're not seeing the foot traffic, and therefore they're not collecting the rent money. And even those companies that do stay in there is some loan forgiveness right now and rent forgiveness, and Simon Properties is going to be taking a hit because of that. They're not receiving all of their rent. So with a company like Realty Income Corporation, you're really looking for what exactly is going on as far as their percentage of rent received. That's what you look at for this company, and for Simon, you're going to be looking at the same. I do like the company, but again, malls, not the best environment for malls right now. After them, we have Oxy, Grocery Outlet, Sunrun, Tencent. Tencent should see some big revenue jumps. Big revenue jumps. I mean, we're talking about Activision Blizzard saw jumps of 80%. I don't think Tencent's necessarily going to be at that level, right? But I think it should be close. It could be more, frankly. I could be wrong in that aspect, but this is a company that's just on the forefront of everything right now. I mean, obviously, you see, Tencent, a lot of people think of Fortnite, but they're a lot more than just Fortnite, right? This is a tech company that is very deep-rooted there in China and really the gaming industry, and therefore they're seeing a lot of benefit right now. Gaming is up massively as far as just people purchasing as well as people using and playing games. It's up massively. So Tencent should see some big revenue beats in my perspective, or in my perception. From my perspective, look, I was looking away, and it got me a little tired. Okay, don't you care? Don't matter about it. There may be a stroke happening, and I'm okay with that. DHT Maritime and Zoom Info right after that. So Tuesday we have some good days. A good day as far as earnings are concerned. And you can see it right there as your first company. First company on the list there Tuesday is my baby Neo, right? My baby Neo I talk about quite a bit because there's a lot of good stuff going on with Neo, right? This is a company where Chinese auto is actually seeing big increases lately. If you look at any of Neo's monthly reports that they've been posting for the first 2 months of this quarter, they've seen massive year-over-year growth of over 100%, and revenue likely is going to land over 100% gain for the quarter as well, because that momentum is likely going to continue. Every single month of this quarter, they just absolutely rocketed it out. And this is just, I expect some really good numbers for this company. Really good numbers. EPS, I think, could be a rough one. I'm just going to be honest. But I do think revenue is going to be good. Just expect really good revenue. EPS, I don't know. Vehicle margin, I'm still doubting the vehicle margin, right? It concerns me with everything going on. Tuesday. We have Huya.com as well. We have Cisco, BioNTech. There's a logo I don't know there. I don't know what this one is, this mysterious volleyball thing. Very curious, but I would like to find out. Broadridge, Meserich, Itamar Medical, and Lincoln Educational Services. After close, for some reason I can't, very dry mouth. After close, we have T2 Biosystems, K12, Red Robin. That's right. Restaurants. You know I'm a fan of restaurants. Still limitations as far as capacity. So Red Robin, expect some revenue declines. And that'll be okay. We can make it work. That's for sure. We can definitely make revenue declines work in this place because I think overall it's all right. Landec after them, Health Catalyst, Super League, IntelliCheck, Aurinia, and Agile Therapeutics companies. Again, not my specialty for sure. So I typically move on past them, right? And we move on to Wednesday after that. I didn't die, I promise. We're just doing some business. Before open, Jumia. Not sure on the company. It's going to be huge news to me. Altimmune, PFG, CAE, China Yukai. That's right. Brinker International, PGT, Repros, Kamada, and the fake golden arches. They're the fake golden arches. It's fake McDonald's. I don't have any insight on those companies. I got to be honest with you, and I do apologize that I don't. Not companies I'm super familiar with that I feel confident in giving an analysis of. But after close Wednesday, we have Cisco, who has taken a lot of steps to diversify. They finally closed on a deal to purchase a new company, obviously. But it's not going to be part of this quarter's EPS line. So I expect numbers to be just fine for this company. Not really one that's been impacted any positively or negatively right now as far as pandemic's concerned. So I like Cisco, very consistent company, and I do think they're working on expanding for the future, though. So that's what I'm looking forward to. You've got Smile Direct being what I would consider to be a massive potential industry here. We talk about braces and just really general dental care that's done online, right? Shipped to your house. As far as Invisalign braces, whatever it might be that you get sent to your house as far as dental care is concerned, Smile Direct, they've got it going on, and I think this is a very good environment for this company to thrive. I expect, obviously, the main thing I'm looking at, if you're looking at this company, is going to be user growth, right? We want to see that user growth for them, obviously, and with user growth will come a revenue growth as well. There's come some downsides as far as ad revenue, which like you see on their website. You're going to see a dip as far as ads are concerned, just because overall ad rates being down a little bit. You'll see some downward movement. Lyft, obviously we just looked at Uber last week, and from that, Lyft is a company less diversified even than Uber, so I'm feeling very bad for this quarter for Lyft, right? Lyft saw a 75% decline as far as ride sharing was concerned in terms of revenue. Ride sharing is going to be an awful category, and it will be an awful category for at least a year. People don't want to get in a stranger's car as far as safety sanitation is concerned. They don't want to get they really don't want to get into some stranger's car. They don't. So Lyft, expect really bad numbers. That's what I could tell you. I can't tell you if it's a beat or a miss on either aspect. I couldn't tell you. But I just know the numbers are going to be very ugly for this company. We're talking about 50% revenue decline most likely. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I expect at least 50% revenue decline for this company, which is going to be ugly. After them, we have Wheaton, Ping Identity, YY Incorporated, Village Farms, One Medical. Revolve is a really interesting company too, in my perspective, clothing company. One that's been relatively hammered, but does a lot of business online. Shops are really markets to a lot of younger women for the most part. But it's a very up-and-coming company as far as retail is concerned, very fashionable designs, and I think they really benefit because their online is so fleshed out compared to most retailers as far as clothing is concerned. So Revolve, I do think they should post some decent numbers, because I think out of companies that are really doing this, you think of Revolve, you think of Stitch Fix as far as companies that benefit from everything going on right now. Those who have fully fledged, all-out online e-commerce shops, right? That's the main focus. And after them, we see Spartan Nash. Thursday before open, there's TK, Tonke Kong, Grow Generation, NetEase, 26 Incorporated. That's 26. It is 26, or really just 26. I mean, I don't know how you want to say that, but that's how I'm saying it. Veru, you got Tapestry. Definitely a stock I still hold. Tapestry, clothing retailer. You're gonna see bad numbers again, and I'm sorry, but the stock's still down. It has seen some recovery, but the stock's still down. Numbers are gonna be bad. Just really in the first, half of the quarter, you didn't get to see much activity for them. So overall, numbers aren't gonna be good. I really wish they could expand their online e-commerce platform as well, as far as their brands are concerned. I think they could do really well. MTBC, Magic, Fly Leasing, and Brookfield Asset Management. After them, after close Thursday, Applied Materials, AMAT, very good company. Not much insight from me, unfortunately. We have Purple, most known for obviously the Purple mattress, Purple pillow. Company is very trendy, was very trendy. I don't feel like I hear much from them now. Not a very exciting IPO in my perspective. They're just very unprofitable, just not a huge, interesting IPO for me. We have Baidu. Really, some may think of it as Google, almost to an extent, in China. Baidu, really good company as far as numbers are concerned. One of the best balance sheets you'll ever see. Just very profitable. I mean, really good company there as far as that's concerned. So I really expect some good numbers, especially with the increased internet use going on right now. I expect some really good numbers. Now, ad rates likely see a decline there for them too, because, even over in Asia, I feel like there were some ad rate declines just due to everything going on. I know that they technically hit their wave before we did, so they were through everything. I mean, I say that, but they had less of a second, hit wave as far as we're concerned. So that shouldn't hit them as hard necessarily as it will American companies, but still, just anticipated. Blink Charging, definitely one of my babies as well. Have signed a lot of partnerships lately. I don't think this month's earnings is going to look good, or this quarter's earnings, but I think in the future they will. So just keep that out. And if it falls, which I'm hoping it does, I want to buy back in. So hopefully these earnings reports are a complete disaster so I can buy back in. We have IQIY. The company's really disappointing. Kind of like a Netflix type streaming service. Numbers are disappointing on this one, though. They're just disappointing. I really want better from them. And the last quarter, they kind of disappointed me. And the quarter before that, they kind of disappointed me. Subscriber growth wasn't there when it should have been, which means this quarter, I don't see how they generate all that extra subscriber growth when last quarter would have been their real pandemic quarter. So that's my concern on the matter. So not a company I like too much. Profitability is a scare. Don't like it. After them, we have no one's favorite Pokemon, Farfetch. We have Izea. They knocked off IKEA, just completely faking it. We have Arcadia, Globant, and Audio Eye. I'm so tired. Friday, we see DraftKings. Not going to see much benefit. I'm sorry. Sports is back, but people are hyped for it. DraftKings just won't see the hype because potentially football may not be happening. So just think about that. We have Remark Holdings, Ocugen, RumbleOn, Fang.com, Energy Focus, Verona Pharma, China Automotive Systems, PLX Pharma, and Neo Node. That's it. Friday, no real insights there. Except for I'm tired. That's my insight, and I hope you enjoyed.